welcome back to Thompson Custom Bikes. Moto Tubers, if this bike looks familiar to you, then that means you've been watching our videos. This is a 1994 Suzuki GSXR 750. We went through this entire bike here at Thompson Custom Bikes and sold it just a few months ago. This bike's got a Yoshimura pipe, brand new chain, open air filters, went through the carburetor, rebuilt them, fresh fluids, fresh grips, bar ends. We went through this bike. So the story behind it is, we sold it to a guy who was young, kind of a new rider. We did a whole video on it. I'm sure you guys saw it. Well, apparently he only rode the bike a short period of time before he laid it over. And based on the damage assessment, I would say he laid it over going very slow. But nonetheless, he laid it over, dropped the bike, most likely scared the piss out of himself and decided to sell it. He ended up selling it to another gentleman who rode the bike and apparently wanted to get it repainted and brought back to its original glory, what it looked like when we sold it. So that second owner called me and asked me if we could do that, and I told him absolutely no problem at all. But then I never heard back from the guy. Then a couple months later, I get a random phone call from another gentleman out of Carson City, Nevada, who said he has purchased the bike. So now this bike's passed ownership a few times, and it is back here at Thompson Custom Bikes. The newest owner took it out, ripping it around the canyons and really just putting the bike through its paces. And I guess the previous couple owners that had it didn't maintain it very well, possibly had some bad fuel in there, and the bike just stopped running. So he brought it to me here. So he brought it to us here at Thompson Custom Bikes so we could take a look at it. And first things first, I'm gonna be pulling the gas tank and digging into those carburetors. Check the spark plugs, check the oil, check the fuel, and just start from there. So let's go ahead and get to it, Moto Tubers. Okay, Moto Tubers, I think I found the problem. The first spark plug was gapped completely and utterly wrong. It was gapped on the inches side of the gapper instead of the millimeter side of the gapper. I'll explain that further, but I'm about to pull the second spark plug out, and I would be willing to bet you, before I even pull it out, that this thing has a gap the size of the Grand Canyon. Okay, here we have it. Yep, look at that. So, I'll show it to you up close here. Okay, see that gap right there? That gap is the size of the Grand Canyon. And it's not supposed to be. Let's see if I can get that in focus. Come on now. Look at that. Huge gap right there. Okay, that gap, I did a video on this in the past, but I'll go ahead and show you guys again. This right here is called, it's just basically your standard spark plug gap tool. On one side, you see right here the word inches. Flip that bad boy over, and it says millimeters. Okay? Very important. A lot of people don't know about this. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you're gapping to 0.6 millimeters, you need to do it to the millimeter side, and here's why. 0.6 is right down here at the very, very, very beginning of this tool, where the gap thickness is almost at its absolute thinnest portion right there. But if you flip it over to the inches side, 0.060 is halfway through the thickness. Look at this. He gapped it to the inches side to 0.60, which literally makes the gapper crooked. It's so huge. On a motorcycle, I can almost guarantee you it will never need to be that big, okay? In most cases. Flip this thing over to 0.6. Look at the difference. Try to get this in view here. Look at that. Look at the difference there. It's huge. It's the Grand Canyon. So, I'm gonna go ahead and fix these for him. I'm pretty sure that's his problem. Let's hope it is. This will be an easy fix and we can get this bike turned over to the customer, back to him nice and soon. But remember that, inches, millimeters, very important. If you ever have a gap that's that big, the size of the Grand Canyon, you're probably wrong. All right, Moto Tubers, I'm gonna show you why you cannot gap spark plugs super wide. I call it the Grand Canyon gap. The one on the right has the incorrect gap on the incorrect side of the gapping tool, and the one on the left has the correct gap. You can visibly see the difference right here in the video, but I'm going to go ahead and turn this spark plug testing machine on, and hopefully you can see the difference in spark. The one on the right is going to shoot a single thin purple line back off to the side of the spark plug, whereas the one on the left is going to shoot a nice healthy full spark like lightning bolts straight up to the contacts. Let's see if we can see the difference. So as you can see on the right hand side, it's shooting off in a weird angle, and on the left hand side it's creating a spark straight up. I hope this helps you guys out and you can see what I'm talking about, because it's very important that spark plugs are gapped correctly. Alright, let's go ahead and get this back in the bike and see if it'll fire up.